Thanks for joining us. You're watching Arirang News Break, live from Seoul. I'm Han Daeun. President Park Geun-hye has approved a list of people to be pardoned ahead of Korea's National Liberation Day, which falls on Monday. The CJ Group chairman and many other businessmen will be pardoned, but politicians and public servants were excluded from the list. Song Ji-sun starts us off.
President Park Geun-hye approved her third pardon since taking office. 4,876 people, most of whom are model prisoners, people who committed petty crimes for survival, or businessmen from smaller companies will have their sentences lifted. Among conglomerate chiefs, CJ Group chairman Lee Jae-hyun, who was sentenced to 2.5 years in prison for tax evasion and embezzlement, was included as an exception as he's been suffering from a genetic disease that affects his muscles.
For the businessmen, we took into consideration the candidate's potential to contribute to society and the nation, with the goal of overcoming the current economic crisis and achieving national unity.
While approving the list of people to be pardoned at an extraordinary cabinet meeting, the president said that she hopes they will join in efforts to revive the economy and contribute to overall development in the country. Businessmen welcomed this news, saying recipients will get another chance to work in the field. CJ Group especially is expected to expand its investment and business activities, which had shrunk since Chairman Lee was found guilty. Some 1.4 million people with penalties and suspensions for driving violations will see their punishments lifted or reduced, allowing those who make a living on the road to get back behind the wheel starting Saturday. Politicians, felons, and those found guilty for sexual crimes, election violations, drunk driving, and hit-and-runs were not considered for pardons. Song Ji-sun, Arirang News.
Korea's three main political parties have finally agreed to pass the government's supplementary budget plan, which was submitted to the National Assembly for approval more than 2 weeks ago. Our Kim Young-gil has the details.
At a meeting convened by the National Assembly Speaker on Friday, the floor leaders of Korea's three main political parties agreed to call a vote on the extra budget bill.
We will vote on the settlement of the 2015 budget and the extra budget for 2016 on August 22nd by opening a plenary session at 2 o'clock in the afternoon.
The Special Committee on Budget and Accounts and other parliamentary committees will start deliberations on the budget bill next week to meet the deadline. If the budget bill is passed on schedule, the ministries will be able to implement the budget by the end of the month. The three parties also agreed to form a consultative group to allocate funds for a free childcare program for children between the ages of 3 and 5.
The opposition parties will continue our discussions on ways to subsidize the free childcare program so it can be included in next year's spending.
The government submitted its $10 billion budget supplement plan last month in a bid to invigorate the economy amid faltering exports and rising unemployment. Kim Young-gil, Arirang News.
A series of explosions has rocked a resort town in Thailand, killing 2 and injuring dozens, including foreigners. Citing local police, Reuters reports double-tap bombs went off late Thursday night, killing 1 Thai woman. The explosions were 20 minutes apart and hit outside a bar in Hua Hin, a popular resort town some 200 kilometers south of Bangkok. Just a few hours later, another twin blast hit the town again, killing at least 1 more. Local police say several of the wounded are foreigners, but so far, no Koreans are known to be hurt. This happened on the eve of a long holiday weekend that marks the birthday of the Queen and Mother's Day. No one has claimed responsibility yet, but many reportedly believe the attack was targeting foreigners. North Korean leader Kim Jong-un's reign of fear appears to have intensified this year, with more public executions than ever during his rule. Connie Kim tells us what's behind the campaign.
North Korean leader Kim Jong-un appears to be increasing the number of public executions in order to tighten his grip on power amid some of the strongest international sanctions on the regime. A source familiar with North Korea said Friday Pyongyang has publicly executed roughly 60 North Koreans this year, more than twice the number executed annually since Kim rose to power in 2011. North Korea has been mobilizing its people through a 70-day and 200-day campaign of loyalty to boost production through intensive labor and forcing its people to pay money to the regime. The source said that with an increasing number of people struggling under the war campaigns, Kim has intensified his use of public executions to control his citizens. The source also said the North has started to acknowledge defection as a major threat to the regime and has begun executing more defectors' families and brokers, with dozens executed in the first 4 months of the year alone. North Korea experts in Seoul say Kim Jong-un's reign of terror will likely intensify as a means of controlling his people under the tight sanctions and the regime's increasing isolation from the international community. Connie Kim, Arirang News.
Turning now to the Rio Olympics, it was another golden day for Korea's archers, while Team USA's swimming legend Michael Phelps set yet another record in Olympic history. We get more on day 6 of the competition from our Yoon-shin.
With each passing day, Rio gives us more of what we watch the Olympics for, stories that'll be told through the decades. Already the nation to beat in the field, South Korea added 2 more medals in archery. Team Korea's first-time Olympian Jang Hye-jin won the gold, defeating Lisa Unruh from Germany 6-2 in the final match. Former Olympic champion Kim Bo-bae won the bronze, the 4th medal for the nation in men's and women's archery events this year. And with that, Korea has once again proven its dominance in the sport. In the meantime, Michael Phelps has made history, again, becoming not just a legend in swimming, but in Olympic history. Phelps won the men's 200-meter individual medley, picking up his 4th gold in Rio and his 22nd in his already massive collection, which breaks the individual record set more than 2,000 years ago by an Olympian in 152 BC. With the victory, Phelps also became the first swimmer to win the same event at 4 consecutive Olympics. Another great moment in the Olympic action of the day happened when the Pacific island nation of Fiji beat Great Britain in men's rugby to win its first Olympic medal ever. And best of all, it was gold. This is also the first time since 1924 the sport has returned to the Olympics. History is being rewritten almost on a daily basis, and it's not even the halfway point yet, building the anticipation for all of the next events to come. Yoon-shin, Arirang News.
And that brings us to the end of our show. Stay tuned for more top domestic and global news updates throughout the day. Thank you for watching.